We're underneath the sink right now, and we're going to be installing a new faucet. Right now, we're going to take out what I call is a single action faucet, which is just the round knob, and you can turn it for hot and cold, and you lift it up to turn it on, and you push it down to turn it off. The one we will be replacing it with has two handles on the left and the right for hot and cold. So right now we're underneath the sink, and the first thing I'm going to do is take this P-trap out because it's in the way of my shutoff valves. So a little bit of water is going to leak out, but that's fine because I don't want to break these pipes trying to get around it. I know I can screw it back on, so I'd rather just take it off and get it out of the way and then work on what I need to work on. The water supply pipes on this is very brittle. Well, I'm not even going to say brittle, I'm just going to say old because it's galvanized. And for you people who know anything about plumbing, galvanized is not the most used thing anymore. It's PEX, and then prior to PEX would be copper. So just to put things into perspective for you, this is pretty old. Gonna let that drain into this cup for a while. Well, oh, okay, there we go. Well, now, turn this side off. And that other one was kind of giving me, I can't tell if it's moving or if it's just flexing. There it goes. Alright, so we're still underneath the sink. The next step that I'm going to take is to take off these hoses, and I'm going to use my adjustable wrench to do this, because when you turn it down here, it moves up top. But we gonna get it. We'll start on this side. That's one out the way. Now we're gonna work on this other one. That one was much smoother. That's still on, so I guess that this has a fault on it, but there's nothing I can do about that today because I don't have another one of those. So the next thing is to be going down to the main shutoff and shut off all the water to the house, because I can't have this dripping, because you see that the cup is getting full. So I'm gonna go shut off the main and I'll be back. I went downstairs in the basement and I cut off the main line. It's barely dripping now, but it's not running like it was, so I'm fine with that. One down, one to go. Alright, so I got some bolt cutters because see how easy that came off because everything is corroded. But that's no problem. I'm glad I had those in my toolbox because if I didn't, I would have been out of luck. Because my copper cutters are currently not with me. So now I'm gonna unscrew all of this because the new kit comes with all of that. So about 5 or 10 minutes later, finally got the faucet off. This one came off. Obviously, you see how free that is. This one was a little bit stubborn. I spent that 5 or 10 minutes unscrewing this one because you see how corroded it is and you see how corroded this copper is. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up and then I'm gonna prep to put my new faucet on. So alright, so our new faucet also came with a new drain pipe. So even though looking at this, it appears that there's nothing wrong with it, just because it came with a new one, I'm going to replace it because I don't want to be coming back just to replace this. So since I'm under here, I'd rather do it all right now. Because you see what I'm doing right now isn't that hard, but I would just make sure that you got all the right tools to do it, because I wasn't going to get new hoses, but I did, and you see as soon as I unscrewed the old hoses, it broke. So it's probably good to have everything just ready. Let me go up there and pull that out. There we go. That was in worse shape than I thought it was, but the new one is plastic, so. Okay, I'm going to put the new one in the same manner that I took the old one out. Make sure you clean this hole out. You don't want any debris in any of this stuff. Fits over just like this. I'm just trying to push it down. I go back up there. So boom, just like that. Now I'm gonna go up top and I'm gonna slide this down and it's gonna screw in. You want this opening to face towards the back. So now I'm gonna hold it in place with it facing the back. These new hoses on. The end that is going to the shutoff valve is 3/8 of an inch, and then the end that goes onto the faucet is 1/2 inch. I like to leave that on the hose, just in case if somebody else comes along and they want to make a repair or switch a hose out, they don't have to guess what size hose it is, because I've definitely guessed before and I was wrong, and I had to make a drive back to the store. So I tightened it, but I didn't over tighten it for obvious reasons. I told you earlier that all of this stuff is galvanized, and this one on the right, even though I have the most problem out of it, it looks newer than this one, but this one is corroding a little bit. So I'm going to try my hardest not to break anything. I'm going to make this go as smooth as possible. I'm going to put the new one in, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some plumber's tape and I'm going to wrap it around the bottom where this hose is going to wrap into. I'm going to do that first. And you don't have to put too much tape on there. I go around about 3 times. Nice and neat. Just like that, nice and neat. that one is hand tight, and then I'll go back and I'll tighten it with the wrench. I'll tell you guys, working, I see why plumbers get paid so much. Because working in tight quarters like this, you would think just screwing on a faucet is easy, which it is. It's not complicated, but you see the problems that you run into. And the end of this goes in. You go back. Pinch that around. Then you go up here. Okay. So I finally have our stopper that works. So I'm gonna open up the valves up here, and then I'm gonna go turn the main on downstairs, and we're gonna see if it drains and turns on without any problems or leaks. And if it does, we can call it a day. That on there. Hand tight. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna open this one as well. Okay. Nothing's leaking up high. Nothing is leaking around the low ones. I feel water going through the drain. Nothing's leaking. We'll clean out all the debris in a second, but that works. We'll call it a wrap.